Hey everyone, this is your friend, your guide, your mentor for the topic that is factors modifying drug effects, and this is the topic from the subject pharmacology. This is the part 2. Part 1 has already been done, and for that you should visit the link in the description box. So let us start. The ninth one here, as you can see, it is written as genetic factors. Let me tell you about the other 8 factors, just the names. So it is age, body weight, sex of the individual, route of administration, time of administration, physiological factors, psychological factors, and the last 8th one is pathological state. Now we are on the 9th topic, that is genetic factors. You should remember that there is the effects of drug. It varies due to genetic factors like inherited enzyme deficiencies. Example is, if the person takes primaquine, it is a drug, it will produce hemolysis in individuals with deficiency of G6PD, that is G for glucose 6 phosphate dehydrogenase. So that person will face hemolysis. Hemolysis, that means rupture of RBCs, red blood cells or red blood corpuscles. So there will be hemolysis of our RBCs in the individual with enzyme deficiencies. Enzyme's name is G6PD, glucose 6 phosphate dehydrogenase. In normal conditions, these G6PD helps the RBCs and it protects RBCs. That is the normal functioning. Now let us move to the 10th one, that is cumulation. As you see this name cumulation, you should recollect that it is accumulation, nothing but accumulation. So here, changes in drugs action while repeated administration. Here the drugs doses are being repeated, hence the accumulation. We are going to see 2 types, that is material and the other is functional. So material accumulation is accumulation of whole drug in the sense the full drug, as you can see digitalis, and that digitalis is very slowly excreted from organism. At a very slower rate it is excreted and hence it is toxic. Next is functional. Functional accumulation is accumulation of not the drug as a whole but drug's effect. Example is given alcohol, caffeine, so that it has drug's effect that is accumulated. Therefore functional accumulation. And this means that after this drug's excretion still the effects are present. So this is about functional accumulation and hence toxic symptoms or effects may appear. This is about accumulation. In accumulation we saw 2 types, material and functional. Now comes the 11th one, that is tolerance. As the name here, tolerance, that means body, in individual's body develops a tolerance against the drugs. That means our body can tolerate a very higher, we can say, amount or dosage of that drug. So that is about tolerance. So let me tell you about it in a simpler way. Here a large dose is required to produce an effect. That's it. For intolerance, there is large dose required to produce an effect of the drug because our body is having tolerance or has developed tolerance. So that is about tolerance. Now this can be classified into 2 types. Tolerance can be classified as 2 types. Number 1 is true tolerance and other is tachyphylaxis. So true tolerance has 2 types, natural and acquired. This is just for your understanding, so please listen it. If you don't write this in exam, then also it is okay. Just write the meaning of the tolerance. and about the large dose of the tolerance. Now, in true tolerance, example has been given of atropine in rabbits. That means rabbits are naturally tolerant to atropine drug. That's it. Acquired is we are acquiring that tolerance by regularly being exposed to the drug, or we can say repeated administration of the drug, and hence we develop tolerance. That is acquired. Acquired means we can say it is not naturally got into us, we have acquired it, so that is acquired. Tachyphylaxis, in this it is acute type of tolerance, and it occurs on, again same, repeated administration of drug but at short intervals. That means the drug is being given at very short intervals, very quickly. That means it is given very quickly without gap. So example here is tyramine, or we can pronounce it as tyramine. Both are correct. Tyramine, the spelling is Tyramine, or tyramine, Tyramin. Just the difference of E. So please listen it. Tyramine produces rise in blood pressure on repeated administration. So this is, and also it produces hypertensive conditions. So this is about the tyramine. And let me tell you that tyramine is found in foods like cheese, sausages, pickled or smoked fish, and yeast supplements. So you should remember this, that it is not very healthy to use all the time the tyramine, because that tyramine may produce hypertensive condition. So that is about tolerance. Otherwise a person develops tolerance to the drug or against the drug. So that is tolerance. Let us move to the next. The 12th one, the 12th one is drug interaction. This one, drug interaction. Here the effect of a drug may be modified by prior or simultaneous administration of another drug. Here with one drug, other drug can also be given in order to modify the, we can say, effects. So here effects produced by drug combinations are classified as additive, after that synergism, and third is antagonism. And again antagonism has types like chemical, competitive, non-competitive, and physiological. So let us see this in detail. The number one is additive. Here the total pharmacological response produced by two drugs is, this is equal, here it will be equal to the sum of individual effects. Here the total is of two drug is equal to one individual effect. Individual effect, that is one drug effect. And here the example is the effect of ephedrine and aminophylline in bronchial asthma. If the two drugs are taken like together, then also it produces like one drug effect. So that is additive. Second is synergism. Here the total effect produced by two drugs is greater than the sum of individual effects. That means the example is ammonium chloride synergizes the effect of mercurial diuretics. Here the total, this is the example of the drug. Here the total effect produced by two drugs, that is greater than the sum of individual effects. So here the effect will be greater, and in additive it was not greater, it was equal. And then comes antagonism. Antagonism, here as the name, two drugs act on the same physiological system and they produce opposite effects. So here they are going to oppose each other. So this is about antagonism. Now let us see the types of antagonism. In this slide we saw the types. Number 1, chemical. So let us see chemical antagonism first. So here this occurs as a result of chemical interaction between two drugs. Example, dimercaprol. It is also called as British anti-lewisite, used to treat acute poisoning in arsenic poisoning. So here BAL, that is British anti-lewisite, it is used in arsenic poisoning. So to treat arsenic poisoning. So here the chemicals are working in opposite effects or showing opposite effects. So this is about chemical antagonism. After that it is competitive or reversible antagonism. As the name competitive, so this occurs due to competition between two drugs. Competition between this competitive two drugs, they have to compete for one receptor. So this is about competitive. Example given is antagonism of acetylcholine by atropine at muscarinic receptors. So here atropine inhibits acetylcholine. Atropine gets and sit on the receptor and acetylcholine is inhibited. So this is about the competitive antagonism. Competitive antagonism is also known as reversible antagonism. And here one condition should be there, that the drug having a greater concentration, here the drug with greater concentration at the receptor, it only produces its effect. So the drug should be in high concentration to produce its effect. If it is high, so it will produce its effect. So this is about competitive. Now what is muscarinic? It is related to, or it is resembling to the parasympathetic effects that is produced by muscarine, and this muscarine is naturally produced in mushrooms, and this muscarine is very harmful. So this is about the competitive. Let us move to non-competitive. This occurs due to inactivation of receptor by antagonist. Example, antagonism of acetylcholine by decamethonium at the neuromuscular junction. So here there will be the non-competitive antagonism. Next we are going to see is physiological. In this, the drug and its antagonist they act at different receptors to produce an opposite effect. Example is adrenaline in histamine anaphylaxis, and here it leads to anaphylaxis. Anaphylaxis, that means allergic response. So here it is due to adrenaline. So this is about the physiological antagonism. Now in chemical we saw that two drugs are acting opposite to each other. In competitive we saw that the drug with high concentration is going to bind the receptor. In non-competitive we saw that the receptor itself is antagonist, and in physiological we saw that in non-competitive we saw that the receptor is inactivated by another drug and that drug acts as antagonist. And in physiological we saw about adrenaline acts like we can say it leads to histamine anaphylaxis. It produces adrenaline produces opposite effect. So this is all about the antagonism and its types. So that's it for today. Thank you. Hey guys, if you liked our video, please do like, share and subscribe, and please press the notification bell icon so that you can get the latest updates.